Good guy, that Mike Garafolo. I have a feeling Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network is just as excited as I am about the return of Philip Rivers to the National Football League at 44 years of age, 5 years removed from his last time on the field. Mike, could Philip Rivers, Mr. Philip Rivers, actually start on Sunday?
Yes, Jay, he can. And today and then into tomorrow, the question was, would he be able to go out and practice and not, I don't know, pop his calf muscle in two, or maybe just crumble to the ground like a lot of old men might do as they try to do some athletic feat that they maybe were able to do years ago and worried about whether or not they can do it now. Seems like he survived day one. How does he come back? How does he feel? And how will he continue to progress throughout the practice week? And if he passes all these tests, yeah, I think he's got a legitimate shot of being the starter. You don't bring him in this situation basically just to be a guy that's going to hold a clipboard. I understand he's there as sort of a mentor for Riley Leonard, but that's more of a long-term thing. In fact, Leonard was deemed to be more of a project, a developmental type guy, and this could be part of his development, seeing how Philip Rivers does it week in and week out. Philip Rivers has been a mentor for a number of quarterbacks throughout the years. In fact, for Sam Darnold, the guy that's going to be the quarterback on the other side of this game on Sunday. He mentored him as he was coming into the draft, both represented by the same agency. So this is something that Rivers has sort of done all along. And meanwhile, this is not the only time that he's looked at a situation and say, well, can I come back? He's explored and at least mulled over some other opportunities, even with when it's not the Colts or the Chargers. It's been with other quarterbacks and other situations where a guy's been banged up late in the season. This has happened sort of every single year once his high school coaching season is over. This one just lined up so perfectly. His relationship with Shane Steichen, his relationship with the organization, and the chance to come in with a team that's still in playoff contention, Jay. So I do expect him to play, at least in the short run, I'll say, with a very reasonable chance of playing this upcoming weekend. Leonard has a knee injury, but he did practice fully, so theoretically they could go to him. But like I said, he's not the kind of guy they look to lead a playoff charge right now. Philip Rivers is that kind of guy. Even Philip Rivers at the age of 44. I am fascinated, and I can't wait for the mic'd up shots of him that you can hear him talking trash during games, because he does it better than anybody.
He really does, and I can't wait for him to wear his signature bolo tie at the end of the game. Let's just hope for that. He can't let us down there. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. You know, it's been unsteady lately, but they're still tied atop the NFC South, but the passing game has really looked out of sorts. However, Mike, maybe some reinforcements on the way come Thursday?
No maybe about it. Mike Evans going to make his return along with Jalen McMillan, the young wide receiver. Emeka Egbuka seems to have hit the rookie wall, so now you get these veterans back, along with the veterans Chris Godwin, Sterling Shepard that you already have. So now you have a lot of guys at that receiver position and an offense that badly needs this passing game to get going. We know how dangerous they were early in the season. It's just kind of been fits and starts. And I'm talking to people down there. I said, well, if defense is sort of given an answer for what you've done, and it's like, no, the injuries have sort of compounded. And like I said, Egbuka, you get that rookie wall at some point. They hope now maybe he can take a little bit of a blow and not so much of a load back on him, and now he can contribute in spurts and get his legs back underneath him. So that's the hope as they go into this game against the Falcons. They've left themselves no wiggle room. I mean, if they beat the Saints, they have on the one-game buffer now. Now the Panthers are right there with them. They play them twice in the next couple of weeks. The way they're looking at it is, if they beat the Falcons, then beat the Panthers the following week, they'll have a clinching scenario in week 17, which they could potentially get rest in week 18, which they're going to need because they're banged up beyond the receiver position. Tristan Wirfs, the all-pro left tackle who missed the game the other day, that was a huge loss for them. So getting him back is going to be huge. Yeah, these Buccaneers have got to find their groove again on offense and overall, because these Panthers are making a charge and making it interesting, Jay.
And then, Mike, on Wednesday, some news about potential changes to NFL officiating over the coming seasons. What can you tell us about that?
This has been such a hot-button topic that something like the negotiation between the league and the NFL Referees Association about their new collective bargaining agreement, which the current one expires this upcoming spring. You think it would be a yawn type of thing and too far in the weeds for people. But the fact that so many people have talked about officiating and the quality of officiating has made this a big topic. And now it's not just about the financials when it comes to the officials and the negotiations. Jay, the league's looking to improve officiating via these negotiations. They have some proposals, some of which the union, the referees union, has pushed back on, one of which is a performance-based pay structure where basically there's an end-of-the-year bonus pool and only the highest graded officials will potentially be able to tap into that pool. That's something that the league is proposing basically to incentivize strong performance. The other thing is, right now, they're not allowed to have any communication, the league isn't, with officials until, I believe it's May 31st. They want to shorten that window between the Super Bowl and then to get some more meetings, to get some more demonstrations or conversations about rules, and to basically help in the offseason have more dialogue in that regard to basically keep these officials up to date with everything heading into the season. The other thing is they want to develop a practice squad of officials. So beyond the staffs that are out there, have more officials available. So basically, as they said in their memo, Troy Vincent telling the owners, we want to deepen the bench as well. And then training and development programs, plus a probationary period for new officials and for officials who are underperforming, that they can take them out of rotation, basically. Again, these are some of the things that the union is pushing back on, but the NFL has made it clear. For all you fans at home that are complaining about officiating, and by the way, it's really hard to do on the field. It's a lot easier to do with slow motion replays at home on your couch, but the NFL understands the basically the image that the public has of officiating, and they want to improve it, and they want to improve that image via these negotiations.
My image of modern NFL officiating is a bunch of jacked dudes who are like it's like the Ed Hockley fitness tree, and they're all wearing boys small refereeing shirts like James Duthie would wear. So maybe, Mike, in the next round of negotiation, we can just get him some bigger shirts.
No, they love that. They love that look. And listen, one of the best officials, the guy that they love is Bill Vinovich. He's got, let's call it referee bod, I guess you could say. I won't say dad bod. I'll say referee bod. Yeah, he kind of lets it go a little bit. He's not that guy with the guns out there, and he's considered the best. So maybe the physique isn't the most important, but it's the muscle up here, Jay. That's what it is.
That's it. That's what I keep telling people about myself. Mike, you're the best. Thanks for this. We'll chat with you next week.